Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to do this double cut crease inverted rainbow eye. We'll call it a double cut rainbow crease double cut rainbow eye. A rainbow double cut crease. There we go. I am very proud of this. Before this video, I had never done a double cut crease before. I am very proud of how this came out. And this is what it looks like with my glasses on. What do you guys think of my new glasses? These are new. I just got them last Saturday, which actually is not inaccurate because the day you're seeing this is the Friday after I got these glasses. Also because it is June, happy Pride. That is the main reason why I decided to film this. I was going to film a rainbow eye makeup look anyway because I love rainbow eye makeup looks, whether it's for Pride or for something else entirely different. But I figured since it's Pride Month, I would film this. And I wanted to, since it's Pride Month, I wanted to be like super dramatic about it. And I just love how it came out. A lot. And I think I'm going to do this for my graduation party. Not with rainbow, I'm going to do this with the Bi Pride flag colors, pink, blue, and purple for my graduation party. Because hot damn, does this look so cute. I'm gonna shut up and we'll jump straight into the tutorial. Get ready, because it's probably gonna be a long one. Right, first things first, priming my eyes with the NYX paint pot in the pot. NYX paint pot, is that even what it's called? The NYX paint pot. And setting it with the NYX #NoFilter setting powder in Porcelain. For this makeup look, I am sticking to the NYX Ultimate palette in Brights, and I'm using the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, and the purple. Does anyone else still do the Roy G. Biv thing when they're trying to remember the colors of the rainbow, or the order of the colors in the rainbow? You know, the Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet? That's, elementary? Was that? I think I learned it in elementary school, or was it middle school? One of them. I'm going to start with the red shade, and I'm taking it on the, I can't read that, on the Malika Jaffrin Eye and Face Blender K89 brush. It's just a nice, big, fluffy brush. And I'm placing it in the inner portion of my crease, and I'm just stamping it on and moving my bangs out of the way so I can frickin' see what the hell I'm doing. And I'm gonna bring this up fairly high. Well, when I blend it, I'll be bringing it up fairly high, since I'm gonna try to do a double cut crease. I'm gonna go in next into the yellow, and I'm gonna stamp this on right next to the red. I think I put too much red on actually, but we'll see if we can turn that into orange. And it's the same process for each color. I'll be stamping it on, blending it into the color next to it, and now I'm just wiping a little bit off on my hand instead of the tissue right now. I'm going to take the orange in the palette just a little bit, and I'm going to place that right where the red and the yellow meet, and I'm gonna just kind of move my brush kind of up and down and in little circles softly between them to blend them together. And if you have to go back into each color and redo it, deepen it up, that's perfectly fine. I should really be doing this on my other eye too, huh? Now I'm gonna go into that grassy green color, and I'm gonna stamp this on next to the yellow, and now that bright blue. And as you're stamping, you're slowly starting to create the shape of the eyeshadows as well. That's another reason why you stamp, so you can place the eyeshadow exactly where you want it, and then you can just blend from there. And finally, the purple. Now when I place the purple down, I am stamping it, but I'm also kind of sweeping it out like a wing. Just past the tail of my brow. Doing this is also going to elongate your eye, which can be very flattering if you like doing that. Depending on the shade of your purple, if you're using a darker purple like I am, getting that pigment's going to be a bit tricky, but the thing I like most about this NYX palette and pretty much all of NYX's eyeshadows that I have tried is that they're very pigmented. Now with a smaller blending brush, this is just the brush that came with my Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. I'm just going to run this over the top of the eyeshadows to blend them out. I'm leaving a little small gap between my shadows and my brow bone for highlighter, because I like to highlight my brow bone. I know not everyone does, but it's something I like to do. And now I'm going to take my NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer in Fair. I'm going to take some on the back of my hand. And with this e.l.f. concealer brush, I'm going to cut my crease. I'm just going to look straight ahead in the mirror. And with the tip of the brush, stamp the concealer on in the center of the eyeshadow. I'm making my crease a bit higher than my natural crease because my natural crease is about here, but I'm making my new crease here, and I'm just a bit higher so that I have room to create that negative space that's in a double cut crease. So now I'm just going to follow the shape, both that I created with my eyeshadow and the kind of the shape of my eye. And I'm making the cut a bit higher than I normally would, just because this is a double cut crease I'm making. And I'm dragging the concealer down a bit, and I'm going to fill in the rest of my eyelid with the concealer. And I'm going to set that with the same setting powder that I used before. That's not my brush. That I used before to set the eye primer. Being very careful at the edge. Now on this flat brush, I have no idea where it's from because I've had this for literal years. There has never been a name on it at all. I don't know what kit it might have come with. I'm going to take all the same colors that we put in the crease, and I'm going to do the opposite way. So I'm going to start with the purple, and I'm using a flat brush to help me keep the little negative space line. So I'm going to start with the purple on the inner portion, underneath the red of my eye, making sure to leave a gap, and I'm just pressing it on that space just a little bit, just keeping it in the same general the same general size as the red that's in the crease. Okay, so my cut crease is uneven. That's okay. That's okay. I might be salty, but that's okay. And now I'm going in with the blue, and this is going to go in the same area as the yellow and the orange. Again, leaving a gap, and I'm still following the shape that I created with the concealer, and I'm blending the blue in with the purple as I go along. Bagel boys, bagel boys with cream cheese. And now the green, which I just realized is also going to be under the green that's in your crease. That's hilarious. And now the yellow, which is going to be under the blue. Make sure you wipe off your brush very well between the green and the yellow, or you'll end up with like a limey green color instead of a yellow. Which totally did not just happen just now. And finally, the red, which will go under the purple. Be a little bit more careful when you reach the red, because you're using this to kind of finish the shape of the eye look from the shades that you put on your lid. So what I'm doing is just kind of using like the tip of my brush. I'm not pressing it flat against my skin like I was with the rest of the shades. If you make a mistake, don't worry, I'm going to go back in with concealer to fix it, and I'll show you how to do that. And I'm going to dip into the orange as well to blend the red and the yellow together. And so we can see some of that orange coming through as well. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my concealer brush. I'm going to dip into the concealer I've still got on my hand that I haven't wiped away yet, just a little bit. And I'm going, starting from the outer corner of my eye, I'm going to clean up the bottom, if this piece of hair will get out of my way, the bottom of the eyeshadow. Carefully trying to mimic the shape. You're basically just like cutting out a wing, basically, is what you're doing. And I'm just using the brush to blend it out of it, dragging it down a bit. And then I'll go in with my finger and blend it out even more. Now there's a couple options here for the negative space in between your crease and your lid color. You could go in and re-sharpen it with concealer, and for that I would recommend using the Morphe M217, which is just an angled liner brush. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something different to the negative space in my cut crease, but I'll get to that in a minute. What I'm going to use this Morphe brush instead for is going in, deepening up the colors in the crease, because with all the blending and the cutting we kind of lost the depth and the definition. And you can also use this brush. This is what I'm going to use. Another good brush to define the negative space in your crease would be the Morphe M165, which is just an angled liner / brow brush. Starting with the red, I'm just going to go right above that line in the cut crease and just define the shit out of that edge, basically, is what you're doing. Especially if you have cut your crease a little too high and you covered up more of the color than you wanted, this is a good way to bring some of it back. My tissue looks like a wash of watercolor rainbow. Now that I have defined my crease a bit more, I'm just going to go back in very lightly and carefully with the Urban Decay brush. Just give it all in my crease a quick blend again. Especially on my left eye, because now the eyeshadow is super concentrated since I cut too high on my left eye. Now I'm going to take this NYX Liquid Crystal Body Glitter in silver. I know they came out with their, what was it called? They came out with glitter liquid eyeliner. This is that I think is meant specifically for eyes, so I would recommend getting that instead of this. I'm just using this because I have it. This is what I'm going to put in the negative space, just some glitter. And I prefer using like glitter liners like this because the brush is small enough and it's just easier to get the glitters in there without getting it all in your eyeball. Take your time with this step and go as slow as you need to, because this is really where you could mess everything up. No pressure. And when you're using glitter liners like this, I seriously suggest that you test it like I hope you would any product, especially if you have sensitive skin, especially if you're putting on your eyes. Your eyelids are your most sensitive skin on your face, my dudes. And some glitter liners including the one I'm using. Something about the glue in them that holds the glitter together and allows it to stick to your eye or wherever you put it can cause a burning sensation. You'll also find, I've also had this with the Urban Decay Heavy Metal glitter liners. Now for me, it only lasted a couple seconds and then it went away. And there was no sign of irritation on my eye because I was a dumbass and didn't test it first. And even when I tested it on the back of my hand and on the inside of my wrist, I do both. There was a burning. But I only tested it afterwards. Do as I say, not as I do. Test it before. But you know, if you see any signs of irritation, which could be redness, burning, discoloration, take it off. Like, immediately. Don't fuck with that. The last thing you need is something happening to your skin that could have been prevented if you had just taken it off before it got bad. I know they say beauty is pain, but it is not worth it if you end up having to go to like urgent care or the hospital or something like that. And make sure you let your liner dry, especially before you look up, depending on how high you cut your crease. And now for highlighter today, I'm going to take the Colourpop Disney Villains collaboration highlighter, the Maleficent one, and I'm going to pop this on my inner corner. And I'm going to go to town with this. Then when do I not go to town with my highlighter, right? I'm also going to put it on my brow bone. I'm putting a bit more on my brow bone than I usually would because this is such a dramatic look. To line my eyes, I'm going to use my NYX Epic Ink liquid liner in black. And I'm going to do a wing. And for this wing, I'm just following the bottom of the eyeshadow coming off my eye. And for mascara, I'm using my NYX Worth The Hype. To contour, I'm taking my IT Cosmetics You Sculpted palette and the shade Soft Contour on the Malika Jaffrin Face and Blush and Bronze K805. Just a nice angled contour brush. And I'm going to contour my cheeks. When I do powder contour, I like to hold, if it's an angled brush I'm using, which, you know, usually it is when you're doing cheek contouring, I like to hold it pretty much, it looks upside down, right? So that the highest part of the angle is facing down, and I'll just place it on my face so that the highest part of the angle is in my cheekbone, and I'll just brush it back and forth, and then I'll turn it so that it's sideways like this. So, and with the highest part of the angle facing my ear, I'll just bring it down. Because when you contour, whether it's cream or powder, you want to follow this little nubbin where you can get piercings here on this part of your ear, I think, above your earlobe. And you're just following down towards your mouth. Or you could round it out. It's really up to you what shape. I like the more angled shape. And now with the shade Matte Highlight, I'm going to go underneath the contour shade just to clean it up a bit. And I'm using the same highlighter I used on my face, the Maleficent one. I'm just taking it on my finger. And I'm going to put this on my cheeks. I love Colourpop Super Shock highlighters. They're so shiny and glittery and pretty. Normally I would use a brush to apply my cheek highlighter because that is very satisfying to watch. But the Colourpop ones, I get the most payoff the fastest because usually by the time I get the highlighter I'm running out of time with my finger. If the edges are looking a little rough, I'll take a clean finger and just kind of lightly wipe on that. So just a bit on my Cupid's bow. For lips, I'm going to take the NYX Liquid Suede liquid lipstick in, are you soft spoken? Yes, this is soft spoken. If you're feeling incredibly bold, I would suggest doing a black lip. And while I wait for this to dry before I apply the gloss I'm going to be using today, I'm going to take my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and I'm going to do my waterline. Normally, I would be off camera, but today I really want to try and see if I can do my waterline on camera. If only to get a couple seconds of footage for my Instagram. Kind of. I'm gonna do the rest off camera. I think that's plenty of footage for my Instagram. White is really great to put in your waterline because it really opens your eye, makes it look bigger and whiter, and makes you look more awake. So if you had a shit night last night, you can pop some white in your waterline to make you look more awake, especially if you need to look more awake for like your job or something. If you don't like how, let's face it, white looks pretty stark in your waterline. If you don't like that, you could probably find a nude pencil. I know NYX makes a Wonder pencil. It's like supposed to be like a flushed skin tone type shade. That's supposed to do the same thing that white would do. They also have this line of faux whites where it's pastel colors, but there's like pink and blue, I think yellow maybe too, so it's not like white, but it kind of looks like white at first glance, hence the name faux white. If you put something like black in your waterline, it's going to do the opposite and make your eye look narrow, maybe a bit more smoky. Narrow is not the right word. It's going to make your eye look smaller. NYX also has a line of faux blacks where it's like navy blue, dark red, like maroon. I've never tried one of those because I can never find a pencil that stays in my waterline. I have a black pencil that I use for, I think it's from Maybelline, that I got around Halloween, and I have to reapply that every couple of hours because my eyes are so watery. I use milk a lot because I use milk a lot. I use white in my waterline a lot because even after it fades away, there's like some kind of like funky like residue left over in my waterline that keeps the same effect going, so I don't have to reapply that more than once. For lip gloss, I'm taking the NYX Filler Instinct Plumping Lip Polish in Brunch Drunk. It's a really pretty like gold bronzy nude. More on the gold side, peachy kind of. And to apply this is what I like to do because I don't like how messy applicators can get. Make sure your lips, if you're wearing a lipstick underneath, which is how I like to wear glosses, make sure it's dry. I like to just stamp the applicator on. And I like quite a bit of gloss. I don't necessarily like how sticky it is, but I like the look. I've never, I don't think I've worn a lip gloss over this particular lipstick before, or at least over a nude like this. I like how shiny it is. Don't get me wrong, I like matte lips, but I've been really into, especially now that summer's here, I've been really into glossy everything. I am done. Now let's see what this looks like with my glasses on. Oh, this looks nice. The crease is kind of hidden with these glasses because I've never done, these glasses aren't that old yet. They're only I've only had them maybe almost a week. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to see more stuff like this. Make sure you check me out on my Instagram. There will also be a list of all the shit I put on my face today. And I will see you whenever I decide to put up next. Bye!